A question on LinkedIn around innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. And it's something that every country in Europe, UK is in Europe still, really it is. But France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Germany, the whole thing, they're all concentrating on entrepreneurship, creativity, innovation, and technology and all this, like, all the good things, all good. And somebody said, well, are we really being creative and innovative? Can we compete with America? No, we can't. There's no way. We cannot compete with the USA. And I'll tell you a quick example, two examples why we can't. We did a TV series for a big group some time ago over in California, interviewing all the tech startups in Palo Alto, Silicon Valley, and all this sort of thing. One of the things we did, we went to a cafe bar where all the founders and all the local business people go for lunch and hang out and have coffee. I mean, there were the camera crew, we've got the lighting, the mics, and I'm talking, I'm interviewing people, doing all these little slots and segments for a couple of hours. And then we pull all the kit away, but we'll go back, we'll have let's have a sandwich and a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something and sit in the cafe restaurant. While we were there, I reckon 10 people came up to us to say hello, to find out, how you doing, what are you up to, where you from, how you going. And then they started talking about, well, what project are you working on, who can we introduce you to, who do you need to be connected with, who have I got, who do I know, who can I, how can we move things forward, how can we make this thing, whatever you're doing, work. And we got some great connections, we had some further meetings, and the whole thing sort of took a life of its own. It was amazing. Do that in a Starbucks in Luxembourg. Not only will they tell you to get out when you've got the camera because you're not supposed to film there, when you've done and you sit down, nobody will come up to you. Nobody's going to be interested in what you do. They're going to think you're a bit odd and a bit crazy, and you're going to get no connections at all. That's the first thing. People aren't open to new things. They're not as open-minded to what other people are doing. Second thing, in California, we lived over in Nevada for a while. Same thing there as well. There's a number of places over there where they'll build you a car. Not a kit car, but a stock car, whatever, souped up, as my dad would say. You get an old Chevrolet, and they'll put a new V8 in it, and they'll do all this sort of thing to it. And you've seen all these from, Orange County choppers through to all these shows on TV when these guys get these old cars, do them all up, put a fancy engine in it, and away they go, all good. Now, could you do that in France? No, you can't. You can't even change the wheels on a car in France because if it's got steel wheels or aluminium wheels, it might not be homologated to have other ones on it. You can't put anything on. There's no mirrors. You can't put a spoiler on it. You can't lower the suspension. You can't tune the engine. You can't build a kit car. So where's the innovation and creativity? That's why cars in France are so bloomin' boring. You can buy a fancy car, ready built. You can buy an M5 if you want, all good, that's all great. But building one, now you can't do it. Same in Luxembourg, same in Germany, probably, same sort of thing. I'm not too sure about Germany, so hold me up that one. But there's no incentive to be creative and innovative. You can't just go and open a. One of my colleagues in Luxembourg wanted to be a photographer. So he's going to register a little company as an independent freelance photographer, do some shots, and was told no, he couldn't become a photographer as a business because he didn't have a degree. He wasn't qualified in that sector. So he couldn't, therefore, become a photographer. That's insane. That's ridiculous. So when we talk about innovation and creativity and entrepreneurship, we focus so much more on regulation and compliance and structure in Europe compared to the USA, which is all about entrepreneurship, creativity, innovation, losing regulations. Now, is it a good idea for anybody to build a car and go and drive it down the street? Eh, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But there's a lot more freedom of innovation, creativity over in the US. That's why in Palo Alto, California, that's where everybody's creating things. There's no way that Google would have been invented in Europe or Facebook or Tesla couldn't have operated over here. There's no way. And they're highly regulated over. They're building cars. There's no way they could do it. There's not the finance, not the interest, not the creativity, not the freedom. So people go where there is. So if we want to be creative and innovative over here, we've got to stop being focused on regulation and compliance all the time. We're not all banks. Some of us want to build something amazing and have some fun with it, and then make some money, build a business. You don't have to be compliant with all the rules and regulations for that. Just try and start a coffee shop in Luxembourg. You try and start a coffee shop in Luxembourg. Try and get a business bank account in Luxembourg. I don't know how it is now. It took us 9 months to get a business bank account in Luxembourg, and we had to give, blood samples, passports, date of birth, marriage certificates, and references and testimonials, and blah, 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 just to get a bank account. Then they accused us of being money launderers, and they hung the phone upon us. How's that work? And we've got a bank account. All good. We're okay now. You can't run an entrepreneurial business. You've got to wait 9 months to get a bank account, and then you can't operate anything or do anything innovative and creative because you haven't done 15 years at university to become qualified to do it. That's why America's going to win. That's why there's no way we can compete with that. No way. So we're kidding ourselves. Anyway. There you go. Rant over. Have a great day. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Are we too highly regulated in Europe? Should we relax a little bit and allow people to bolt things onto cars? Or should we open a coffee shop or be a photographer? Can't even be a musician in France unless you've been to university. That's why a lot of French music sucks because everybody's qualified and technical. Brilliant musicians, not the most engaging to listen to. So there we go. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Have a great day. Let me know your thoughts and see you. Bye for now.